The Rock and Roll and Coffee Show is brought to you by Retroactive. Retroactive, located at Broadway at the Beach in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, bringing you the best in 70s, 80s, and 90s. Shop retroactive.com for more.
It's the Rock and Roll and Coffee Show. Yeah, with Joe.
You do live on a golf course, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big golfer?
Well, not a big golfer, but I play once a week.
What do you shoot?
Man, I'm usually around 90, something like that.
That's pretty good. I'm more of a 110er.
Yeah.
I got a mean slice. It almost comes back to me.
I got rid of my slice. Now I'm hooking it too bad. It's like,
oh man. Well, man, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, and I just finished my coffee, so I don't have any coffee.
Oh, you got to fill up. I got mine. I'm ready.
So where are you located?
I'm down in Murrells Inlet.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you're up north, right? Little River?
Over area.
Okay. Hey, I didn't know you grew up in Conway.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till recently. What
Yeah.
You got to tell me, what was it like growing up in Conway?
Man, it was hard work. Grew up out in the country on a tobacco farm, and had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning and work tobacco fields. And man, it was a rewarding childhood. I had great parents and grandparents, and we lived right across the street from my grandparents, and he owned the farm. So we had a great time, man. It was
yeah,
doing all the country stuff kids did back in the day.
Yeah, well, because I moved here about 9 years ago from California, but I grew up mostly in Tampa, down in Florida.
Yeah.
And when I first moved here, I moved to Conway, and that was a big change for me. It was. That's why I'm where I am now. I couldn't stay there anymore. It was just too small town for me. But
yeah.
But so there must have been some kind of rock scene, though. I mean, you got into music.
Man, it wouldn't. Well, it was more of a rock scene, more of a music scene, I guess, in general, happening back in those days. And I just put together a band in high school, and buddies of mine, and we all got together. My dad built us a rehearsal place out by the house, and we got there and practice, man. It was great. I mean, we, there was a lot of clubs back in that day in Myrtle Beach. You could, small bands could play. It was
sure
a lot of them. And so that helped. And so we got out there, and we like playing places like the Castaways and Magic Attic and all those kind of places. It was really fun.
Yeah, there's some video out there. I think Max Warrior, right? Was that your band?
Yeah.
Playing there in Myrtle Beach with CJ was in that band.
Yeah.
Did he live here too?
He was in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And they would come down every summer, and he would spend the summer down here. I actually met him long before when we started Max Warrior. It was like, gosh, I was maybe still in high school. I was at a pizza place when me and a buddy of mine went to see a boxing match. They had it on the TV. And there was a dude over in the corner playing Billy Joel songs on the piano. And we were heckling and like, shut up, we want to watch the fight. And and he came over and talked to us. And I was like, man, you do have a good voice. You want to start a band? Like, I got to go back to Pennsylvania. Ended up, we'd started Max Warrior, and it was a year later before we realized that was him that we had met before.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but we ended up being together anyway. So we had a good run. I mean, CJ and I were together. I guess our first gig started in '81.
Wow. And you were with the band with Firehouse till what, about 2000 or so?
2000, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good run.
Yeah.
You guys accomplished a lot too.
Yeah, it was great, man. It's been a good life, and I've been blessed to have been able to do it this long. It's still going, and Stryper's doing great, and I'm having a great time with those guys. And they were always one of my favorite bands, back in the '80s. So
Were they?
yeah, it was an honor to be in the
Oh,
band.
wow.
Everything I've had. You can ask all my friends from the mid '80s. Everything I had was yellow and black, dude. I painted my truck yellow and black. It was like everything, and it was, I guess,
Wow.
it's meant to be in Stryper.
Yeah, now you get to wear it for real, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Well, let's get into Stryper because you guys have a lot going on right now. Getting ready to release a new album, what, in October?
I think so. Yeah,
Somewhere around there.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
believe it's called The Final Battle.
I don't know if we've even decided on a name yet. I
Okay.
haven't got that word, but
Okay.
that's one of them. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
you have two singles out right now. One released in June, one July, and here we are in August. Are we going to hear a third here soon?
we're actually going. We leave. I leave on the 16th to go to Nashville. We're shooting two videos, and then we run up to Gatlinburg, do the Monsters on the Mountain Festival. But we're doing those two videos, and I don't think I can say what they are yet. But that I think those will be the next two singles.
Uh-huh. Okay.
These are real videos. Like the first two were like, I guess lyric videos and whatnot. But
Okay.
these are full-fledged videos we're doing.
Well, the songs sound great. I mean, they sound heavy. Are we going to see that on the rest of the album?
Yeah, it's a heavy record. I mean,
Is it?
there's a there's a I mean, there's one song on there that's song called Near that's kind of a power ballad type thing, but it's still pretty heavy. It's not like '80s power ballads.
Right, right.
It's the lightest song on there, but most of it, man, 90% of it's pretty rocking.
Okay, okay. And is this coming out on Frontiers?
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
And this is your second album with them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because you released an album in right during 2020, right?
Yeah. Even the Devil Believes.
Right, right.
Right. Yeah, that
Now
was the
that,
first that I actually recorded on. The one before that, Goddamn Evil, was I joined right when it was getting ready to come out, and
okay.
so I didn't play on that record, but I toured on it. So
Mm-hmm. And then to release that in 2020, we all know what happened the last 2 years. I mean, that had to just deflate this, just, I mean, you
yeah,
couldn't do anything with it once you released it.
no, it was terrible. And at the time we thought that, I mean, everybody was telling us that that was the best album we'd ever done in the history of the band, and I was honored to be a part of that. But it's a shame that we didn't get to tour on that record, man. That was so good.
Yeah.
But this one is. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs back there in the corner.
Ah, no, they're fine. They could join us if they like.
But this one is just as good. It's amazing. Michael is such a good writer. Good God, and a great producer, and he's just got some of the best ears I've run across in rock, man. He's a talented dude, and I mean everybody in the band's great. Yeah, but
Yeah.
his writing is just amazing. He writes more than any guy I know. Yeah.
Now, you've had how was it making this record? Because we all know what happened with Oz and Michael recently with his eye, I mean, there's a lot of setbacks, but you guys pushed through that. I mean, how did that work out for you guys?
Yeah, it was. We were worried. I mean, Oz was. He was worried that he might not could handle it, and he freaking nailed it, dude. I mean, there's some of the best solos I think he's ever done on this record, and his vocals were great. He freaking knocked it out of the park, and Michael, I mean, he was right in the middle of his eye thing, so he was wearing a patch, and he couldn't move his head. He'd have to he'd sit there and play and try not to. He couldn't get into it, but I wasn't there when he was doing his lead vocals. He did those after we were done with the basic tracks, but man, there's some stuff on there that's just outrageous that
Yeah.
he's singing. Is just some high notes he's hitting there higher than ever. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he does it still. It's
Yeah, I mean, and even with an eye issue, because I would think, I mean, I'm not a singer, but hitting those notes got to put some pressure in there.
man, it's tough. I used to could sing in the stratosphere. I had a freaking really high falsetto. I've lost a lot of that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I'm naturally have a really low voice, but I can sing bass or tenor, but that nothing in between, right? But he hadn't lost anything as high end as just. I mean, I think it's as good as ever. But
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
he's
sounds great.
better now. He's got a little more growl to his voice and a little more. I don't know. It's a little more soulful than it was back in the day. It was
Mm-hmm.
really high. Everything was super high and clean, and now he's just got this rasp. It sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you got into Stryper coming out of country.
Yeah,
Right. So you go from Firehouse, which is a rock band, basic rock band, into country, and then into I consider Stryper a metal band, and they're
yeah,
pretty heavy. So
yeah,
so that's a big jump though, country to metal.
yeah. Well, for me, it's all. I mean, I grew up on country. My dad played in the country band. He got me started playing, and man, I didn't hear a rock song until I was probably 14.
Mm. They kept it hidden from you.
They didn't. I mean, the the first thing I ever heard that wasn't country, man, I can remember the day. I'm on the farm in the farm truck. Like we had this truck, we did all our errands and picking up crap. And I had two older uncles that worked with us, and there was an 8-track tape in there, and I put it in, and it was Sly and the Family Stone, and I freaked out. I was like, "What is this?" It was so
Where has this
good.
been?
It was so good. It changed my life. And I told my dad, I was like, "Have you ever heard of this band, Sly and the Family Stone?" He's like, "You don't need to be listening to that stuff, boy. You need to get your country band together and play country." He's like, so he never got to. He died before I moved to Nashville, and I
Uh,
played the Grand Ole Opry. I think 150 sometimes.
oh wow.
Played with Craig Morgan and Trace Atkins for combined, I think, 17 years. I was there.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he would have been proud, and
Yeah.
it was. It was a great experience, and it taught me how to play different styles more. And I could play basic country back in the day. I played that, but this newer stuff was a lot more complicated, and the guys that got Nashville recording are just monsters. So
Oh, all of them.
it helped my playing, and I learned to play with my fingers more. But now I'm back with a pick on this super fast stuff. I can't
Yeah, yeah.
do that.
Well, you've always been pretty much a pick guy, right?
Yeah, I was a pig guy in Firehouse, so I
Mm-hmm.
get a better sound, a better tone with the pig, and keep better time. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, if I got to use my fingers, if I have to, I have to. But
yeah.
I prefer the pick.
So you're a bass player too.
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. I
Is
got
that a
some stuff
Spectre
going
I
on.
see back there?
What's that?
Is that a Spectre I see back there
That
behind?
is, yeah, that's one of them. Got the other ones up there and a couple of them.
I was endorsed by Spectre when I was in Nashville.
A full endorsement?
Yeah.
Nice. I had a just small one. Like it was
Yeah.
basically just a discount.
Yeah. Yeah. They make great stuff, man. I love their basses. I went back to Roscoe. So
Roscoe, I've never played one of those.
jeez, man. I plugged this thing in when we were recording. The first time we were recording up, Danny, our engineer, was setting everything up and plugged in. And the first note I hit on that bass, he was sitting at the desk and he turned around and looked at me and said, "What on earth is that?" So, it's a Roscoe. He's like, he hadn't even tweaked anything yet. He said, "That's the best sounding bass I've ever heard."
Wow, I'm not
It
familiar
was
with Roscoe.
freaking killer, dude. All
Never familiar.
handmade right there in North Carolina,
Really?
Green, Greensboro.
Huh.
It's freaking amazing. They're more into jazz. They were like one of the top jazz basses that
Okay.
these guys play. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was it's actually the first endorsement I ever got. Right It was right before Firehouse came out, and
Did you play those with Firehouse?
the first couple of videos were those,
Okay.
and then the whole band went to Yamaha. Everybody, drums, guitar, bass, keys, everything. We struck a deal with them, so I had to leave him, and then I came at the end of my national run. He called. He was trying to break into the national scene, and he invited me back in. So I was like, absolutely, man. So I love them.
Nice, and you're still with them. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me ask you this. So when you got out of the country and you joined Stryper, how did that all unfold? How'd that happen?
A buddy of mine that he unfortunately he died a couple of years ago. He was a really good friend. He followed Max Warrior around everywhere in North Carolina. He loved Max Warrior, man. And he had been doing some promotion on his own, getting little bands and playing clubs in Raleigh area. And Stryper's manager was talking to him one day about a show. And something came up about, well, Stryper might be looking for a bass player. And he was like, hold on. He wrote my name and number down and gave it to Stryper's manager. Just so happened, Stryper's manager used to be in a band, and one of the first shows they ever did was opening for Firehouse in
Oh,
Raleigh.
wow.
And he said, we treated them so good and we're all so nice and this and that. And he kept up with me. He's like, I know this guy. And so he really pushed me getting the gig. He called Michael up. He's like, I think I got the guy for you. And they said, okay, we'll send him up. We gave me 4 songs to learn. Went up to Michael's house. Everybody met up there. And we got in a little tiny studio he's got there in his house. And we were getting ready to play. And he's like, okay, let's just play the songs. And we're not singing. I was like, I didn't know the songs that well, and I kind of followed them.
Yeah, you needed those cues.
Oh God! So we're playing, and I'm trying to hum along, sing the song, know where I'm at, and we got through that. It's like, yeah, man, it sounds good. It's like, I didn't know you played with a pick. Like, this is way tighter. I love it. So I was like, okay, cool. And he said, okay, let's sing some. And it's like, we just started singing the choruses to all these songs a cappella.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, oh my God.
Wow.
Very good, man. Very good. So that all happened. I said, okay, well, we're going to take a while, and, we got a few other people to come up and jam with us. We'll see. We'll call you. So 2 days later, they called me. I was getting ready to tee off first hole of the golf course. And they called, and I said, we're not going to see anybody else. It's yours if you want it. And
nice.
I was like running around on the tee box.
What'd you shoot, like a 130 that day?
I couldn't hardly play. I was so happy. And yeah, that's the way that went down. And it was, I'd met them. I played in Max Warrior opened for me in '84.
Okay. So did they know, they knew of you, I'm sure, right?
They knew of Firehouse.
Right.
And I'd been backstage at a meet and greet, like when I was in Nashville, and I met them there, but they didn't remember that stuff. So they really didn't know me at all.
Yeah.
And but they, of course, they knew about Firehouse, so
that's awesome.
That helped, and so that's how it happened.
That's awesome. I met them once at a Kmart, of all places. Yeah, they did an in-store at a Kmart.
Oh my God! I missed the in-store days, man.
Yeah,
I miss them. We were in I think it was Des Moines. We were doing a show recently, and we actually went to a radio station and did an interview.
When's the last time you did that?
It was like, oh my God, we used to do this every day back in the 90s. And it's like, wow, it just brought back all these memories. And the guy that was interviewing us had one of our platinum albums on the wall that I had signed to him. It's like, man, I've kept that in my prized possession. I was like, oh my God. So it was fun. It was weird,
Yeah. Well, I've got a place for you to do an in-store.
That's right.
Yeah, we've been doing them there. We've
I
had two
need.
recently.
Yep, I want to do that.
Yeah, so we got to set that up.
I wish
Fun.
the band could play here, man. Everybody's wanting to see. All my buddies want to see me play with Stryper, and like we can't. We tried to get in the House of Blues, but they were like, it wouldn't come off the money. So it was like, I don't
Mm,
know. I don't know. What the House of Blues in Orlando is like our best gig of the year every year. It's like
mm.
sells out
Yeah, I don't
instantly.
know what they're doing up there. It's kind of disappointing, but they're missing
Like
out
all
on a lot of stuff.
tribute bands and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. I give tickets away all the time. Free
Yeah,
tickets.
yeah. It's weird, man.
Um, but yeah, I know we're running short on time. So I wanted to ask you about Cleanbreak as well. That's a new project you did with James Durbin and Robert,
Yeah,
right? Tell me
yeah,
about that. Was that put together
yeah.
by Frontier?
Frontiers put that together. They like putting these bands together. Like
Yeah.
Michael's an iconic right now, and um, so they just emailed me the tracks, and I recorded them in the studio here in Myrtle Beach, and I didn't think it was going to be that great. I mean, there were some great songs, but putting something together like that without everybody being together is kind of weird because you
Mm-hmm.
don't know
Mm-hmm.
what the final thing's going to, what you're playing to might not be the final thing, and you don't know if your
Right.
accent and stuff right, and stuff like that. Dang, man, it turned out so good. It sounds freaking great.
Yeah.
Bass tone turned out awesome, and the mix is good. I mean, I'm really happy with that project. And James sings his butt off.
Mm-hmm.
That boy's good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really happy with it. It turned out really good.
That is just a project, but I mean, are you gonna do any shows or no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I mean,
Yeah.
I, I hadn't been approached for that. That wasn't in the contract. I was just
Yeah. Just play
basically
it.
to record the record.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it blows up, who knows? But that would be some hard stuff to learn, though. God,
You forgot it already.
so fast. Some of it's so fast. There's some fast leaks, and I had to like, okay, slow this down a little bit so I can play it. God, some of it was crazy, but it'd take me a while to learn that one again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good stuff. Really
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Perry. Well, listen, man, I know you're running short on time here tonight. I appreciate you stepping on and chatting a little bit.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, we'll run into each other somewhere at the beach, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we will. We will.